Hello guys, welcome to the Leading Business Show, online business show with your host Karen Wanjiro. So today I'm privileged to have a very great man from our county, that is EMBU County, and he will be taking us through his business journey and how he has managed to build a good college, a reputable one, which goes by the title Achievers College, and it is stated in EMBU. So without further ado, I will let our guest to introduce himself. Welcome, Mr. John Mukundi.
Karibu sana Caroline.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you and welcome to Achievers College.
Okay,
This is a place where we raise manpower.
that's true.
Actually, our original theme was raising man.
Wow.
But you see, they say this one is against the gender rules. And therefore we agreed that we need to say raising manpower.
Okay.
And therefore we raise manpower in this particular place called Achievers College.
Okay.
My name is John Mukundi, as you have said.
Yes.
I'm the director here.
Okay.
We also have coupled with another director who is not together with me.
Okay.
That should be my wife.
Okay.
And I am an accountant by profession. I am also a public officer in the government of Kenya.
Wow.
I am also a pastor in Reina's ministry, and I am also a farmer. Actually, I'm the chairman of the Agricultural Society of Kenya,
I
Eastern
should do
Kenya.
that.
And what else would you want to know about me? I think I've said
We
everything.
shall catch up as the interview continues.
Yes.
So, Mr. Mukundi, can you brief us on where you grew up, your education journey? Did you have those school fees issues like most of us in this generation experience, or it was just a normal cab, as they say, the dynasties?
Let me say that there is no life that doesn't have some ups and lows.
Yeah.
And mine also has had a lot of ups and lows. But what I would want to say is that I began my primary education way back in 1982.
Wow.
That is the time I began my primary education in a primary school called Mabandori Secondary School.
Okay.
Because I come from that locality.
That must be in Manyata.
That must be in Manyata sub-county,
Okay.
EMBU North.
Okay.
And that is where I began my journey. Later on, I went to St. Paul's Kevote, St. Paul's High School Kevote. I was there from 1990 to 1993. And then from there, I went to Nyeri Polytechnic.
Okay.
I did my diploma in accountancy. That was from 95 to 97. Then from there, I decided to be doing CPAs.
Okay.
Those ones I did privately, and I did that pretty well. Then later on, I joined Kenya Methodist University. I did my bachelor's in business administration. Later on, I went to EMBU University. I did my master's in business administration finance option. I also did as a private candidate CPS. So I'm a CPSK, I'm a CPAK.
Okay, just to
And
cut you
yes,
short,
yes.
what does CPS stand for? Because we know about CPA.
Yes, CPA is Certified Public Accountants.
Yeah.
So that is what I am, but I am also a CPS. CPS stands for Certified Public Secretary. That should be administrators.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to become, could be a human resource manager. You would want to become, could be the CEO of Public Service Board. You would want to become a clerk of the county assembly or the clerk of the National Assembly. Those are some of the courses that you must keep on doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so I have also done that CPS. I have done alongside other courses like corporate governance and other courses like business IT from St. Paul's University. And I know that by God's grace I will continue, because right now I am undertaking my PhD in finance from EMBU University.
I must say that is very impressive, and I think most of us now feel encouraged, because we are like, after your first degree, oh, I'm done with the education, but I feel now we really need to study harder. So you are done with your college and you have done your CPS.
Yes.
That's when the vision of the Achievers College began actualizing. So how was the journey starting Achievers College?
I keep on saying could be it was not a vision, but it was just an assignment by God. Reason is because I have never dreamt, I have never thought that I could be in such a position as I am in. Because I was doing some audit work and some teaching work in private colleges, and I really, because that has been my passion even in secondary schools, teaching work, and you see, I just ended up becoming the owner of Achievers, or beginning Achievers College by just coincidence.
Okay, so it was by chance.
Yeah, it was by chance. When I realized that where I was working, there was no more work. I asked myself, what shall I do? So you see, every time you realize that you do not have whatever you have been doing that has come to an end, or you realize there is some transition that is actually happening, you ask yourself, what next? Exactly. That is simply what I asked myself. So what next? Because I had an option of going back to the shamba and feed the cows and feed the goats, but I decided that I cannot just do that. I would definitely arise. I would definitely get into a position whereby I can be able to teach and do others. But also note that at some particular time I had decided that by the time I get to that years, I will not be employed, I will be an employer.
Okay.
So at 29 years, 7 months, that is the time I began this college.
Wow, so here you were not sure whether, okay, like Achievers came by chance, but at the same time you had set a timeline.
Yes.
By the time you clock 30, you want either to self-employ yourself,
yes,
do something for yourself.
That is true.
Okay, so you have begun the college. How
Yes.
was it? Did you have the resources or the financials supporting you? Ama ni ung'ang'ane utoe hapa kidogo hivyo?
That's now where the rubber is meeting the road. The reason is because I had no savings.
Okay.
Where I was working, I told you, work came to an end.
Yeah.
So I had some arrears of around 8 months that weren't paid. So actually it simply means that I had even exhausted what I had saved for my life.
Yeah.
because I had to go to work, but there was no particular payment that was coming to my pocket. So what really happened is that after I decided to move out and I heard the name, I believe it was God that was speaking to me, Achievers College, and I heard that name. What happened is that I went to my friend, I went to a landlord and asked him to give me some houses that I can rent and begin a college. And he told me, now you have to pay deposit, you have to pay the rent, and it was a lot of money. Each room, I remember, it was a small room like this one. They were asking for 4,000. So 4,000, and there were 2 rooms that I needed. It was 8,000 plus now deposit 16,000. So I couldn't afford it. So I told him I do not have money. So I went to my friend who I really honor until today, and I asked my friend who was working with an NGO then, I asked him, I want to begin a college, can you assist me in some money? And he asked me how much. I told him about the rooms, and therefore he told me, go and get the rooms, I'll pay you for that month. No deposit, no nothing. So I went to the owner and told him, the landlord, I won't afford the deposit, so you can give me the room. So he lent me 8,000, and I began the college, and that is how Achievers College began.
So at that point, how many students did you have?
At that point, I had 0 students because I am beginning.
Yes.
So there is no way you can begin with students.
Yeah.
You're just paying the cost without knowing. It is risk taking.
Okay. So before the break, you are telling us you have taken a leap of faith without resources. You are jobless. You begin the journey, and here you are trying now to advertise, market yourselves to get the students. So how did it go along after that?
Yeah, I had to do that. I had to take that faith. Reason is because it was between me and getting finished. So I had to take that decision because life is about decisions. I had to take that decision that will definitely favor me and favor my life, and also favor everything that would ensure continuity of my financial cycles. And that is why I had to do that. So from there, what happened is I began advertising for the institution, and by the grace of God, people had to come because again, it was possible also to advertise and people refused to come. So at least they had me for once.
Yeah,
And
that's
that is
true.
how it was able to begin.
So in that case, for how many years has Achievers College been in operation?
Yeah, Achievers College has been in existence from the year 2005 to date.
So it is
Yeah,
nearly
it's
16 years.
Yes.
Okay. Wow, that is
Yeah.
great. So we have Achievers College operating at 16 years. Right, it is 16 years old.
Yeah.
What are some of the courses that the college offers?
Yeah, Achievers College, we offer various courses. One of the courses that we do offer is courses related to accountancy. Obviously, being an accountant, you expect me to embark on courses in accountancy, CPA, accounting diplomas, accounting certificates we usually have, and those are courses also related to finances. Then number 2, we offer courses related to management. You have also heard I am a manager,
Yes.
an administrator, and therefore I have to also offer courses that are in my discipline because I also believe in what I do.
Yes.
So we have courses in management like CPS, we have courses like business management, business administration, all those courses, supply chain management, sales management, all those courses related to management. Then we also offer courses that are technical in nature. Technical courses like the ones that you use your hands, that is what we call technical courses. Like we offer courses in bakery, we offer courses in hospitality management, we offer courses in fashion and design, we offer courses in saloon, we offer courses like those ones. So those ones are also courses that we do offer in this particular college. But finally, you have also heard me say that I have done business IT. We also require courses in ICT.
Sure.
So we have courses like business IT, computer science. We have courses like computer packages, ICDL, such like courses we do offer them. Programming, web designing, graphic designing, those courses are important for us.
Wow, the college has really grown from offering CPAs, I'm sure that's what you began with,
Yes.
to now a multi-course college.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we have those many courses. What would you say has been, what are some of the challenges that you have faced throughout the 16 years journey in the academic world? Academic investment, let me say so.
Yeah, there are various challenges. One of the challenges that we have had is the challenge for expansion. Reason is because you realize there are so many people that would come and would want to do even something that you do not have. Organizations that would want their employees to be trained on something that we currently don't have. And to begin a course, I must tell you, Carol, is a little bit difficult. A reason is because to begin a course requires you to have a lot of requirements. That should be legal requirements. It also requires you to have not only legal requirements but also material requirements.
The courses being offered at Achievers College, and you have told us it has been a journey to get accredited, to get all those courses running. So if someone wanted to join, like, what is the minimum qualification for most of the courses that you offer? I know kila course iko na grade yake, but kuna ile like bare minimum.
Yeah, education in Kenya is like it has been taken a little bit too far. And it is like you are demonized every time you do not have a grade A.
Yeah.
And we want to ensure that narrative does not continue existing. So we usually tell our people that any grade is admissible in Achievers College, including that E that they think is not a grade. Because as I told you, our aim is to raise manpower. So you cannot raise somebody who is already on top. You raise people that are down.
That's true.
So like even if you do not have a grade, even if you dropped out of school, you can do welding.
Yeah.
So that
it
one
needs
is
your hands.
It needs your hands. Fashion design requires your hands, and therefore that is what we are actually embarking on. Yes.
So hold that thought there. So our viewers, if you are there at home, maybe you're a young person, you dropped out, or maybe you didn't score as high grades as what you had expected. Don't feel discouraged. Work to Achievers College and they will find a suitable course for you that is in line with your interest and your passion. So another thing, what can you say about, like, what is your greatest motivator or inspiration?
My greatest motivator or inspiration is number one, my godly given assignments. Because in every particular life of an individual, there is what God expects that individual to do. I know I have been called in this area of education, and because I have been called in this area of education and knowledge, I want to excel in it. 2 Corinthians chapter 8 verse 7 says, "But as you excel in everything, in faith, and even in knowledge." I know I've been called to excel in knowledge, and that is why I love this, whatever I'm doing, knowing that it is an assignment that I have from God. The second motivator is people. I like seeing our people go on. I love seeing Kenyans move on. I love seeing people from my locality move on in their lives. That is my greatest joy. When I find people that we grew up together, there are people in high positions, there are people that are doing great things and great exploits in this life, I'll be a very happy man.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, that's not there. So we are going for a break. When we come back, you will now tell us about you being a pastor. Was it something you envisioned before or it came later?
Again, what you have said lastly could be correct.
Yeah.
I never intended that I will ever become a pastor in life.
Okay.
But what happened is that I heard that strong message from God that came through another person and told me that, you see, I am very, very hungry for the word of God, and it is you that has refused me. You have refused to preach. And therefore I had immediately to register a church in 2014, and I had to make actually that big move of becoming a pastor.
Okay.
So I think it was also God that initiated me. I thought I would stay like that, born again and everything moving well. But all of a sudden, God had to send two ladies so that they can tell me to become a pastor.
Yeah, he called you for a greater mission.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the name of the church where you worship and minister, and where is it located?
Yeah, I have a church that I minister with, and it is called Renas Ministry. Yeah, it is in so many places in Kenya, but where I minister in is actually in EMBU.
The next question is, what can you tell the youth, that person who is maybe has completed Form 4 or university, or maybe lost her first job or his first job during this pandemic?
I would say to the youth is that the youth have a chance, and they shouldn't hate themselves. They shouldn't be out there saying, you know, I come from a bad background, or I cannot be able to make it in my life. You still have a chance. The reason is because the greatest chance a person has is time. So long as you have enough time, then you can be sure you can be able to access everything else, because time is the best resource and the best currency that somebody has. Secondly is youths also, they get a lot of deviations when they are young, because they won't want this idea of staying relevant with the peers, and in the process they end up messing themselves. When somebody grows a little bit older, that is the time they realize that they should have begun life when they were young. That is why you find older people saying, I wish I was young. But also you realize young people are saying, when I grow old. So those are some of the regrets that you should avoid in life. So what you want to see in your old age, you can actually do it now. The reason is because whatever input you are making when you are young, that is the output you shall reap when you are old. And therefore, that is another sensitive thing that young people ought to know. That it is as a result of what they do now that they will harvest what they want tomorrow. So life is about seeds and harvest. And that is why you need to keep on asking yourself, what is this that you are planting? So that you can reap in future.
That's true.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, what is your favorite quote, or which book are you currently reading? Yeah, I like knowing such things. Yeah.
I read a lot of books. I read a lot of books. Currently I'm reading a book called Money Cometh.
Money Cometh.
Yes, so that is a book actually which I'm reading.
What is your favorite, not favorite, like the favorite books you are reading at the moment?
I love reading books that are motivational in nature, and I also love reading books that are also Christian in nature. But my best book is the Bible. Yeah, I read Bible from cover to cover. I've bought many Bibles that I keep on reading, and I think that is one of the books that gives me a lot of principles. But what I am reading currently is Money Cometh, the Body of Christ.
Money Cometh?
Yes, the Body of Christ.
Okay.
And there is also another book that I was reading last week called Winning by Jack Welch. And it is also another book. Jack Welch was the former CEO of General Electric.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, Mr. Mukundi,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful.
Thank you.
And I'm sure even our audience will be happy upon seeing this. We appreciate your time, your patience, and the words of wisdom.
Thank you.
As you have been told, we as the youths, the greatest asset that we have is time, and it is our best currency. So whatever you do with it is up to you. It will either benefit you, or in some years to come, you will be saying, I wish I had time. So thank you so much all. I look forward to seeing you in our next video. And if you like this one, share and subscribe. Bye bye, till next time.